I don't know something to walk through, but just want to ask you what it's like to be here and be taken in your first week in the NFL, if you will.
Yeah, it's been a blessing. It's been pretty nonstop so far. Got here late yesterday, had to come in, do all my testing, and then this morning woke up at around 5 o'clock to get back here and finish them again. But to be out there on the field is what we've all been waiting for. You know, this whole draft process has been a lot of track workouts and other stuff like that, but we finally get to play football. So just couldn't feel more blessed to be here.
Kade, you had the opportunity to pick where you wanted to go as an undrafted free agent.
Mm-hmm.
What made Tampa Bay so appealing, and did you pursue them? Did they really pursue you? How did that process go?
Yeah, it was both ways. Tampa Bay was one of my top teams before the draft happened, and as it dwindled down to the end, other teams maybe got the guys. Other teams that didn't really talk to me didn't get their guys, and it just kind of all found its way where they gave me a great offer, and it was a great situation because at the end of the day, NFL is a numbers game. And before the draft, they didn't have a ton of dudes in their room. They have some great guys, but not a ton of guys, And so at the end of the day, it's a numbers game, so it's a great situation here. I think the scheme fits me perfectly, and so it was all just a perfect storm brought me here.
What was it like getting that phone call and sharing that news with your mom and your dad?
Yeah, it was emotional. Kind of because I knew who I was. I knew I wasn't a first 2 day guys kind of guy. So on that last day, every time I left for a phone call, whether it was an agent or just one of my buddies calling me to see it, come back in the room, my whole family's holding their breath. But when that 6th round kind of hit, 7th round, whatever, and it starts to dwindle down, gets close, and post-draft, obviously, you start getting closer and closer to times. When I got the call where it was time to be a Buccaneer, I came back, told my family, started crying a little bit, but it was emotional. It's just a lot of work to get here.
And especially, it's not something that anybody can fully comprehend unless they've done it before, played in the league. Just to be able to share that moment specifically with your dad, what was that like, knowing that he's fully aware of all the work that goes into all of this?
Yeah, I mean, he sent me probably 3 or 4 texts in the middle of the night last night because he was just so amped up that I'm here. But I got to tell him I got to get my sleep. But no, I mean, not just my dad, but my whole family. And so it was my whole family. My fiance now was there. My 2 best buddies were there. And so just being there in that moment, because I wouldn't be here without them, And so it meant a lot for them to be there.
Is there anything you could share with what he texted you?
Oh, I mean, yeah, just. So as an undrafted free agent, you just kind of have to fall back on who you are, and you can't get lost in the rep count or the depth chart or the fact that you don't get anything guaranteed really in this life. And so just remember who I am. I remember the work I put in to get here.
Kade, can you speak about this last year, 5 touchdowns, kind of a breakout year for you with the Wildcats, with the Big 12 championship, recently getting engaged, and now here you are in Tampa Bay as an NFL player. Just kind of what this year has been like for you.
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. Just a funny story. Last year, April 30th, I had a bunch of buddies of mine do the draft process, and I went on my notes page and put 1 year ago from today, or 1 year today, I will sign with an NFL team, be engaged to my now fiance, and my family will be healthy. And so 2 to 3, my family's still doing everything they can, but I'm just so blessed to be here. And so it's been a great year for me, been a great year for my family and my loved ones, and a great year to be a Wildcat too. So.
You got a familiar face, speaking of Wildcats, with Josh Hayes being drafted by the Bucs.
Yeah, I was talking to him.
Yeah, what's that like just to come down here, new city, that you've got some familiar face to lean on or talk to or catch up with?
Yeah, it's just always nice, like when you, kind of like that first day at middle school when you walk in the lunchroom, you don't really have any friends to sit with. I got him, at least, and I got Ryan Miller's at the Hula Bowl with me too, and so I got a couple friends around here that I can hang out with and stuff, and it just means a lot to have a familiar face, just walking through there, because, I mean, normally in a real locker room, when you're walking through, you just kind of talk crap to everybody you walk through or say what's up, and when you first see anybody, you don't really know what you could say, but me and Josh are cool, and we can't wait to get on the field together.
So what kind of player are the Bucs getting in Josh Hayes? You played with him last year.
Yeah, he's a competitor, dude. You'll see it. I mean, when you guys get to go out and watch, and when he talks too, he's going to give it everything he's got. And he's an intelligent player. He knows his strengths, and he plays to them really, really well. And I can't wait to go up against him.
Kade, you dreamed of this, but when you get here and you put on the uniform, you're going to go out there with a helmet, and you're a Buccaneer now. What's that moment like? And just also, what do you want to accomplish just this in this mini camp? It's such a sort of a bring it from the fire hose a little bit. But
yeah, no. Yeah, the moment was, like I always say, it's just surreal. I'm just so blessed to be here. I actually, my cousin teaches elementary school in Arizona, and so I went there and kind of told my story this last week and just told him kind of my life journey and how I was walk-on, no one wanted me, didn't have any offers, went to Nebraska, didn't really want me, went to Kansas State, took a couple of years, finally got there, didn't get drafted, and so it's been a lot of twists and turns and a lot of adversity. So to be here, to put on this jersey, and to go out there and play football, it's just it's literally a dream come true for me. And so right now, it was kind of a dream come true. It still is, but now when you get out there on the field and you got cleats on and balls going around, it's just football. It's just back to square one. So.
To add to everything, you're across the street from a stadium where your dad played in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That's 14 years ago. Were you there? Do you have memories of that day?
Yeah, that was actually the last time I've been here, I believe, was when my dad lost that Super Bowl. So the last cannons I heard firing, I didn't really want to hear them. But no, I mean, it's cool to be back, a cool full circle moment. I've had a couple of those in my career with my dad. So, but yeah, I mean, I can't wait to go over to the facility and see it.
Your dad had some pretty epic battles too in the old NFC Central days.
In the old days, yeah.
Did he talk to you at all about those? I mean, specifically against this team, that was a rivalry for sure.
Yeah, back when Tampa 2 defense was huge, and my dad, I think they beat him one year in the championship, like 12-9 or something crazy, and didn't score any points. Yeah, I guess you're right. I heard him say he was like, Gronk's the best tight end ever. I go, do you have to say that here? Is that like you have to, because he played here? But I still got to learn those little things and stuff. But yeah, those were some great days back in the day.
I was going to say, what did he share with you from some of those games?
Oh, I mean, every time he brings up the Buccaneers, he always talks about those old days and how tough it was to score on them, how good they were, and kind of all those legends that played back then. And I was a pseudo Buccaneers fan for a year or two when my dad retired, and I had to kind of pick a team to like. So I've known some Buccaneers players for a little bit now, but yeah, he just tells me about how good they were back in the day.
Okay, but what type of player are the Buccaneers getting from you? What type of wide receiver are you going to bring to Tampa?
Yeah, competitive, man. I want to go out there. I want to win. I take everything personal, like I was saying. From that kind of undrafted, that walk-on mentality, every little thing, like if the coaches pick somebody else before me, I write that down. If someone gets more reps than me in this walkthrough, I write that down. And so everything, it's kind of like that chip on your shoulder. I think there's that expression said a lot, and so I don't like saying it, but I just take everything personal. And so I'm competitive like that, and I'm the smartest receiver in this draft class, and I said it before, and so they're going to get a good slot receiver out of me, and I'm going to know exactly what to do on every play.
Both of your parents, not just your dad,
Mhm.
both of your parents faced a lot of adversity.
Yeah.
And you watched them handle that. Just what did that do? How did that make an impression on you? What did that teach you growing up that you can use at this point in your life?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think I kind of get it from, like, overcome that adversity. It's just my whole family. My dad, obviously, y'all know his story. My mom, if you guys seen American Underdog, you know kind of some of her story. My older brother, same way. So whole family, just fighting through adversity. People telling you can't do stuff, and you do it anyway.
Talking to Coach Long, he told me that you're always in the right spot at the right time. You always find a way to kind of be that quarterback's best friend. Can you just talk about your ability to, is it tape study? Is it, what goes into that for you to always know how to, maybe not the fastest, maybe, but just separate and find that spot to be there for your quarterback?
Yeah, I think first it comes with knowledge of the game. It just takes time. It takes effort to get in the playbook and know what you're doing, and that builds confidence with you in the quarterback. And off that confidence, you can build communication, and you can tell them, hey, on this play, on this look, you know what I'm going to do. I had a lot of that with Adrian when I played with him, just being with him for so long, that it's just that little subtle look at them like, hey, yeah, we're locked in. We know what we're doing in this play. And so I think all that kind of breeds a great slot receiver is knowing how to get open and then the ability to do so when you need to. And I think that's what I bring to the table here.
How much does that come from Dad? Like the fact that you could put yourself in a quarterback's kind of headspace and kind of know what they're thinking. How much of that were you able to get from Dad?
A ton. I think I play quarterback I play wide receiver like a quarterback would. I see the defense. I know where we're trying to get to, and even if the play's not to me, I know how to get other people open too. And so I run the routes and I do the plays to make the play work, not to just get myself open all the time. And so I think that breeds success in the offenses that I've been in, and that's what I'm going to continue to do here. But that's where it all kind of starts is with my dad teaching me back in those high school days.
Is there one main thing that your dad has told you that's sticking with you for you going forward now? Is there one thing, do you think?
One thing. I mean, he talks a lot, but one thing I would always lean back on. You know who you are, and know who you are through it all. And so with the adversity, with people overlooking you or some bad days or good days, just fall back on who you are and what you did to get there. And so that's what he kind of tells me all the time. That's what he told me last night at 1 a.m. And so that's what I remember right now.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. Thank you.